to our little homestead where we are doing full-time RV living as a newlywed couple, and we wanted to invite you into our weekend to show you what full-time RV life looks like. On this particular Friday morning, I did my deep dive Armor of God study where I spent a lot more time in the Word than I normally would, and I read Hebrews 11, 1 through 40, where it talks about how faith brings our hopes into reality, and it's the foundation needed to acquire all of the things that we're longing for. And it's actually all of the evidence we need to prove anything that's still unseen in our life that we are believing for. Charlie has been so sweet that he makes me breakfast every morning. Since we got married, he's been doing that, and today was no different. He made us eggs before he left for work, and I had that on some sourdough bread, and then I went through my morning ritual of hand washing all of our dishes because we don't have a dishwasher, and cleaning the counter and putting everything away. And then I put out everything from my couponing haul and put that in our storage unit, and made sure I went ahead and clipped all of my coupons for the coming week. And I actually have been doing a lot of couponing videos lately just to help people who might want to be building up their prepper pantry just in case they need anything on hand if there was a job loss or a virus or any type of situation where you might not be able to go to the store to get those things. And so I've been helping people get them for as cheaply as possible, and if not free. And I've been really trying to do that for us as well. So I made these little folders where I keep all of my individual coupons separated by category. 4 days out of the week, I have been working out on FaceTime with my sister-in-law. This day was leg day, so we're doing some mule kicks and some fire hydrants. And you can see those two little pineapples from our little pineapple plant outside are sitting in the sun to make sure they get all ripe and ready to eat. And after my workout, I like to have my protein shake. I use the Garden of Life protein powder with some acai additive in there. And here I am, all dressed up, ready for the day, doing my couponing video for this week. If you haven't seen that, then I will link it below so that you can see kind of what I've been sharing over there. I wanted to do a really simple dinner this night, so I just did an Instapot meal with chicken and garlic and some herbs and a little bit of onion and some squash and zucchini. And it's funny to watch Charlie when he gets home from work through the window. He's always having a deep conversation with somebody on the phone. And then there was a little surprise on this day. 9 baby chicks that he brought home. 3, the yellow ones are unknown, 3 red rocks, and 3 bar dots. And we do have some adult chickens outside, but we wanted to raise some because we haven't done that before, raising them from just weeks old. So they'll actually stay inside in this little container with us until they're big enough to go outside in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. So we'll have to continually change their food and water and just make sure they're staying warm under the light if they need it. And in the evenings after dinner, we love to go on a walk around our neighborhood. It's just so beautiful. So we were doing that this night, and then we treated ourselves to some stuffed snowballs since we have been doing so good that week. The baby chicks made it through their very first night, and I just love when it's rainy outside on Saturday mornings and we can just wake up slowly and just enjoy a lazy Saturday morning. Sometimes they're few and far between, so this was just a really great morning where we were able to relax. We didn't even cook breakfast. We ordered in Uber, French toast, and Starbucks, and watched one of our favorites, Parks and Recreation. Of course, we couldn't sit still long, so Charlie headed off to Lowe's to get some supplies for his next project, and I spent some time outside in the hammock and then brought in some sunflowers from our garden and put them in some fresh water inside while Charlie organized and got a bunch of different projects done that he wanted to outside under the barn. And he did happen to find a little surprise while we were out there. Sometimes the chicken feed attracts some unwanted friends. So we had to then go out with BB guns. Well, Charlie did, I just watched, and hunt them underneath the barn, which was actually pretty fun for him. But we want to make sure we keep our little baby chicks inside safe and that they do not come inside. So it looks like we'll have to do some detective work to make sure there's no evidence of them inside. Good morning. We are gonna have a super cozy day. I'm gonna stay in my pajamas all day, but at the same time, it's gonna be a big work day because after we found that rat in the barn when Charlie was cleaning last night, we decided that we should probably take everything out of the drawers and the cabinets and everything in the kitchen and bedroom just to make sure it hadn't gotten inside, because that can happen in an RV, and luckily it did not. But that means that today I get to put everything back, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna kind of reorganize and really do a deep clean, because since we've been in the RV for a year now, we kind of know what we use every day and what just sits in the pantry and takes up space and could be given away or put somewhere else. So I'm gonna be doing that, getting the house all cozy and ready to go for the week, and then also showing you what we do every day. Since we got the baby chicks, there's certain things we need to do to keep them healthy and make sure they're growing well. So I will show you that process as well. I took all of the hand towels and pot holders out of our bottom drawer down there, and I also took all of the dishes out to be washed just in case. You never know. We didn't see anything, like I said, but you never know if something got in. So that is why everything is out. I gotta dry it and put it away, and then I'm going to reorganize in here because a lot of those dishes are fancy, like plates and teacups that we don't use all the time and don't really need to be taking up space in there. And then the top spice shelf definitely needs to be reorganized, as well as our medicine in here all needs to be reorganized, and the lids and our top shelf for bottles and stuff. So we got this package in the mail that Charlie ordered all these different spices from this awesome company. The chocolate donut and the cinnamon roll definitely look interesting, but I needed a place now to put all of them. So I was rearranging all of the drawers, which actually needed to be done for things to just flow better. Charlie's really into having things in a practical way organized, whereas I sometimes just want them arranged where it looks the nicest, but I think we found a good compromise with this. And then all of the utensils and our recipes and cutting boards went to the bottom drawers. Whenever we're not using it, we keep our double burner stovetop hidden away in this pan drawer, which actually works really nice. And then we have tons of countertop space. And then here we have some dishes and extra pantry space. I was able to get all of our cups to fit, and our supplements and pills. And then in the other cabinet, I ended up putting all of our spices and LaCroix and downsizing some of the plates that we didn't use all the time. And then for our basket area, it definitely needs some work. This is the before. I rearranged everything, and now this is the after. This is all of our like extra oral care from couponing, some baby stuff for when the kiddos come over. And this is our very unorganized first aid stuff right now. They're in two separate boxes that are actually underneath the couch, and we're wanting to like really build up a good first aid kit to make sure we have everything in case of emergency. But it would be great if everything could be in one box and something that would be really durable and weather resilient. So I was kind of taking inventory of everything that we have and everything that we still need for our first aid kit, and throwing away anything that was expired, making sure everything is still good, and hopefully going to be able to find a box to put them all in. everything fit in this one box, which is amazing. So it was time for a little dance party to get re-amped up because it was a lot of organizing. So I took a little break and then I was ready to get right back to organizing. Charlie was organizing away outside. He got all the new boxes and stuff for his tools, doing some work with insulation underneath to make sure we don't get any pests at any time inside the house. Then it was time for me to cook dinner. I was making this really easy. I usually do chuck roast for this recipe with some pepperoni, some garlic, some ranch, some bone broth, some au juice gravy mix. But on this day, I didn't actually have a chuck roast, so I just went ahead and used a flank steak, which was actually really good. I was kind of nervous about how it would taste and how different it would be. It was definitely good, but typically I would want to just use a chuck roast because it's a lot more affordable. And obviously I'm struggling a little bit with this jar. Sometimes they're just on there way too tight. I still have a lot of work that needed to be done behind me on that table, but I was going to get to that after dinner. And these pepperoncinis, if you haven't tried them, are really good. They're not really hot. They're kind of what Olive Garden uses in their salad, so they're actually really nice for flavor. I went ahead and set that for about 23, actually it needed to be a little bit more, about 25 minutes in the Instapot, and it was ready to go. And if you're wondering how it turned out, we enjoyed it with our little potatoes on the side. It was amazing. We ate in the living room, which we normally don't do because the table was still a mess. And then it was time for us to clean the chickens. We had to clean out their bedding. We had to give them fresh water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there to make sure that they don't get any parasites or any kind of infection. We had to check their little bums and make sure there was no poop, because if there is, you need to help them clean it while they're this young. And then we refilled their food, and they were ready to go. We do that about every 2 days. The kitchen was all cleaned and reorganized, and I was so happy about it. The Instapot went back behind, and the big basket went in front. And then I got this package from Urban, which was some new decor items I had been waiting for, some candles, and this super exciting dried flower diffuser. So I'm excited to see how those turn out.
Oh my gosh! You're just going crazy.
Makes me very happy.
Oh my god. You're crazy.
On our evening walk, we actually found a little kitten stuck in a tree, which we then rescued, and we wanted to keep, but it had so many worms and it wasn't tame enough to bring inside. So I ended up taking little Buddy to the SPCA, and they were full and not taking animals for 3 weeks, I guess because of COVID. So animal control came and took him to a humane shelter. It was very sad. But then we were kind of like, we really want a kitten. So we ended up finding another one that needed rescuing, that was going to be sent to a shelter, gave him a flea bath because he did have a few little fleas, and then took him to the vet, and he was in great health. They defleed him, dewormed him, gave him all of his shots. We named him Grayson, and we have been loving having him around the house. This was him just kind of exploring, and we didn't have any toys for him yet, so he had a little bag that he was playing with. He loves to watch the baby chicks, and he's been just so much fun. He's gotten in a little bit of trouble. He does not like his bed. We even put catnip on it, and he was not a fan. I guess not all cats like catnip, so he was not responding to it. He did not want to sleep in his bed. It took us a while to get that whole situation figured out. We ended up cleaning out a little book nightstand deal that was in our bedroom and making that his little bed, and he liked that a little bit better. But I think we're going to need to get like a little a different bed, or maybe a cage for him that we can put where the chicks are when they move out, and he can have like his own space where he can just be free at night. But he's so cute dreaming. Little gray. Our family has grown by 9 chicks and a kitten. We cannot wait to continue to share this journey with you and share our before and after tour, which we're running a little behind on because obviously we have all these animals now. We will be getting that video out next weekend, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and you will get notified when that video goes up. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.